G'day guys, what's going on? We're coming to you today from Catalunya, the FIA Manufacturers Championship. We start fourth on the grid here in that BMW M6. I won't show you the rest of the grid, but that's us right there. Cracking race this one. It's got a little bit of everything. Quite a great tyre strategy. We do 2 stints on the softs in the end and a stint on the hard tyres, but things get a little bit crazy at the end of this race. Things don't quite go to plan. As the Spanish Air Force flies overhead, we are away. So yeah, things get a bit crazy if you can hold out that long. The ending of this race is quite dramatic, but yeah, we are on the soft compound of tyre here as we kind of run a bit wide there as we chase these 2 Nissan Skylines down. Seth Dog in the Porsche is in first, Reaper is in second, and Real Aussie Devil is the guy that we are chasing in third. As we get a little bit of pressure from Hidden File, who coincidentally also just runs himself straight off the track. But yeah, this is an absolute doozy of a race. Full disclosure, I'm still running in the C class grade. As I said in my previous video, that Monza daily race and that first chicane has just absolutely destroyed my racer rating. But here we are. It's got a little bit of pressure from behind here, from Tandem Hop, and me and him are going to be in a great duel for about half of this race as he just tries to creep his way up the inside there. Doesn't get the job done, but the Mercedes and the BMW will go head to head, the 2 German manufacturers in this race. And it ends up being quite the ordeal. As we finish the first lap, it was a little bit shaky. We really need to settle into this race. And just use these next couple of laps just to settle down a bit and get fast, really. As the 3 cars ahead, the Porsche and the 2 Skylines, have just maintained that lead of 2.6 seconds, which I lost at the start of that first lap. And it's really hard. We're all running very evenly at the moment. Our tyre compounds are presumably all soft, and they're all running about the same amount of wear. So things will be pretty even in this first part of this race. As Tandem Hop, he's still behind us. He's just 0.3 of a second behind. He's putting on a little bit of pressure. He's quite eager to get past. You can see him on the radar in the right hand corner. The Mercedes and the BMW, they're quite evenly matched. As we come around the hairpin, you see he's sniffing around as we pump it into third gear, and we just lose traction, and as a result we let Tandem Hop go through. We're going to call him Tandem, as we get right up on the back there. No contact made, but didn't look pretty. The Mercedes for now has our 4th place, which is where we started. And now the battle begins as we finish lap 2. Do a 1 minute 49.6, and that can be a fair bit faster. We have a gap to the car behind us of 1.1 seconds. So we are being threatened at this point in the race, as Tandem opens up a little lead, but I'm quite confident we'll get that back. As we go a little bit wide there, so it's really time to settle down and have a really good race from here on out. So tyre strategy wise, I was not thinking that I will end up running a soft compound for 2 stints. I wasn't quite sure how long they would last. I was thinking maybe you'd get 4 laps out of them and they'd be completely shot. So my initial idea was to run my first stint on the softs for as long as I can, then jump onto the mediums and then finish off on the hard compound and do as few laps on those hards as possible. But so far these soft tyres, you can see down the left hand corner, they're really holding up quite well. And this is lap 3. Now if you take a look, our race leader has actually come into the pits. So he's done 3 laps on those soft tyres and he is pitted already, which is really interesting. That was him there, he just come out of the pits, so we have passed him. Yeah, really strange. He's just done the 3 laps on those softs and that might have cost him the race. I know it's early to say, but these tyres to me seem quite manageable. So yeah, really interesting that he's chosen to do that. But anyway, here we are, we're still fighting with this Mercedes, right up on the back of him now. I'm guessing tyre wear is now starting to play a part. My tyres still feel pretty good. Not sure how the Mercedes is handling. Lap 4 and I'm still confident that there's a fair bit of life in these tyres as we just lose the back end of that Mercedes there, but that's okay. So yeah, the leader in the Porsche has dropped to 6th. First place we have Reaper. In second place, Real Aussie Devil. Tandem in front of me is in 3rd and I'm running in the 4th place that I qualified in. Be really interesting to see how Tandem handles his tyre strategy, as he's obviously not pitting on this lap. And we'll see how his tyres hold up as we brake really well late. But yeah, he just seems to be drifting a little through this fast right-hander. And yeah, so it looks like he is slowly starting to lose that car. I'm not quite sure if I'll be pitting this lap. I'm kind of still umming and ahhing. The car feels okay. Our lap time was 1 minute 49, so it's still okay. I haven't seen the sector split on this lap so far. As yeah, the former leader has dropped down to 7th place now, so he's obviously having a bit of a hard time. I didn't see what tyre he jumped on. I presume he jumped on to maybe a medium if he's pitted so early. But yeah, very interesting. And the Mercedes, let's see what he does. He's a little bit loose through there, and yeah, he's going into the pit. So we're going to stay out. We're going to see if we can jump this guy. The undercut is pretty strong in this game. As look at that, the entire top 6, I believe, excluding myself, went into the pits. As we will run in 2nd. Reaper comes back out of the pits, remaining in 1st place, as the Real Aussie Devil is now in 3rd and we're obviously in that 2nd spot. But those fresh tyres of the third place car, they're going to really outdo us. As we get a little bump from Real Aussie Devil, which he is pretty well known for. I've raced against him quite a few times and doesn't give too much of a quarter at all, which, you know, fair play to him. As we come to the end of the 6th lap, tyres, you can see that we are hanging in with that second place car, but we won't be hanging in for long, so we need new tyres and we will be staying on the soft compound. A little bit of fuel, we'll need at least 6 laps. We get this done quick, away we go. Where do we rejoin? 7th place, and in 6th you can see that is tandem. That is the Mercedes that we have been trailing this entire race, just about. He is being held up. Presumably that 5th place car has got a pit. I cannot see how he's jumped so far ahead from so far behind to find himself in 5th place. So it's probably a good thing that he is there, so he can hold tandem up a little bit. We do have the fresher tyres now. Our tyres are 1 lap younger than the tyres of tandem, which will play a role in this race. So we are on the fresher tyres, which means we can race a little harder. And it's now time to take this guy and pull away. It's been a great battle, but we just cannot get stuck behind this car any longer, as we will be faster, you know. So, and you can see there that, yeah, we really need to push as we think about taking the inside there. Not a good place to do it, but you know, that's the difference in these cars. I'm thinking at the moment we are close enough now to get a job done on this straight. So if we can pull alongside and take the inside to turn 1 as we draw alongside, can we get this move done? It is quite a basic move and it is a great overtaking section of the lap, and we do it. Fantastic, that is great. So we should be able to pull away now just with the fresher tyres. We need to hitch onto the back of this 5th place car, Spud Bags. I'm really surprised that he's there and he's hanging in the way he is. Not sure what tyre compound he's on, but I am intrigued because he seems reasonably fast. You'd think if he was on fading tyres, I'd be reeling him in really quickly. I'm definitely making gains on him, though it's not quite as quickly as you would expect. There you go. So we've opened up that gap to tandem already. He's fallen 2.2 seconds behind, as that 0.5 penalty in front of us will help if Spud Bags does stay out and does manage to stay ahead of us. I'm really intrigued to see what tyres he is running, as the 4th place car is also holding a penalty as well. Spud Bags dives in. There we go. So we're back up to 5th place with Spud going into the pits. He was on softs. So on lap 9 he was on softs. I wonder if he pitted very early just to get those hard tyres out of places. We just skip ahead. We're into I was still on lap 9. But yeah, nothing happened there on that lap. So we just skipped ahead onto lap 10. You'll see Tandem has come into the pits and he is now on his hard tyres. So he's doing his hard stint and he has dropped to 9th place. We still find ourselves in 5th position. lap 10, our tyres are really nice. We're doing 1 minute 48 laps. And we just need to close in on these 2 cars ahead of us. We really need to get this 4th place back that we qualified in. I think anything less would be a failure on my behalf, as we still continue to chase. It is the Porsche. So this Porsche was in the lead. He started on pole position and he led the race for 3 laps until he pitted really early. And in 3rd place we have the original Sticks, who qualified further down the order, as the races in P1 and 2 are both pitting. The Porsche is also pitting in 4th place, so we are going to jump ahead. Just for now, we still need a pit, we still need our hard tyres. As we yes, okay, so Real Aussie Devil rejoins the race in 2nd place. So such was his lead on us. That Nissan has got a great top end, so I presume these high speed sections of the races is really gaining a lot of speed and a lot of time. Mind you, this M6 is not so much of a slouch either. I've obviously been contracted to BMW for this manufacturer series, and I've been really happy with the M6. I think it's the M4, the grade 4 car. That's also quite a neat little machine as well. I picked up a couple of wins at Laguna Seca in that car. And yeah, this M6, I'm really comfortable in it, driving this car. So as we maintain our 3rd position, Reaper is now in 4th. He was the leader for quite a while. Real Aussie Devil, he would be on his hard tyres, I presume, and we just can't quite get ahead on these fading softs. I do owe him a bit of a scratch on his door panel for the one he gave us, I believe, on lap 7. So the race leader, the original Sticks, comes in. He was actually on medium, so yes, I presume he's done hard to medium and possibly now to a soft tyre compound. As we stay out, this will be the last lap that we do on these softs. The leader has picked up a track limit penalty. It's not going to really affect us too much, as we still have a pit stop. But we do have quite a commanding lead on the 3rd place. There's 12 seconds, almost 13 seconds between myself in 2nd and the original Sticks in 3rd place. So if we can maintain this, pick up some hard tyres, we should rejoin potentially in 2nd place. I'm not sure if that's enough of a gap. If it is, it'll be very nice. It's now down to 12 seconds flat, or 12.1. So if we can maintain it, as we stick with the race leader here. And I'm thinking, no, okay, so I was thinking of doing another lap on these softs, just to see if we can extend this lead between myself and the 3rd place car, but we just cannot do it. Not enough fuel. So we'll take on our hards, get back out there as quickly as we can, and see where we rejoin the race. So we're in 3rd, that is the 2nd place car, down to 4th, down to 5th. Okay, race on. So Seth Dog in the Porsche, Reaper third place. He was the race leader for a lot of this, but Real Aussie Devil, he's got a 15.5 second lead on me after that pit stop. So you lose about 14 seconds in the pits. As we will try to maintain pace with this lead group with 4 laps to go. And yeah, so from here on out it's really just about applying pressure to these cars now. Hard tyres, anything can happen, you know. If a racer tries pushing just a little bit too hard, there's the potential for spins, there's not enough grip, so you can run wide quite easily. So if we can maintain a bit of pressure on these cars ahead, that's really the goal from here on out. We really need this 4th place back. Will there be another pit stop? I believe potentially Reaper may need to come into the pits again. That's my gut feeling. Don't take that as gospel though. We've got a little bit of a gap as we come through for lap 14. Just kind of losing touch with that Porsche, which is not the best thing in the world. He's getting towed along by that Nissan, which are really quick on the straights. There's also an adjustment period between jumping from the softs to the hards. There's usually, you know, half a lap adjusting to the new traction that you get from the different compounds, especially such a big jump from softs to hard. The car behaves completely different. But we have taken a little bit of time off that lead car. It's now down to about 14.8 seconds, so we're faster than the leader. Our tyres are obviously a little bit fresher, but it's these cars ahead. There's 2nd, 3rd and 4th there, so there seems to be a car that is lagging a little, potentially 2nd or even 3rd place. I get the feeling that they're going to need tyres. And yeah, you just see the Porsche overtook Reaper in the Nissan. So something seems amiss there. As Reaper dives for the pit lane there. I'm not quite sure if that was intentional or if that's just where he's ended up. He has gone in the pits. He was on hard tyres as well. He's back on the softs now. I wonder if that was an intentional pit stop or if that's just where he's ended up on the track. And we are back into 4th place with a 2-second gap to Spudbag. I believe he is in a Nissan, I cannot remember. So yeah, it's now obviously continue chasing this 3rd place Porsche and also staying ahead of the 5th place car so we don't lose our qualifying position. This is where we qualified, 4th place. And the Porsche ahead has a 2.5 second lead. Let's see if we can just eat into that at all. He has a fair gap on us. I think the original Styx is also in a Nissan, so he's probably just getting a little bit of a tow from the Nissan ahead, whereas I think I'm out of slipstream range from this Porsche. I'm just trying to jump onto the back of that. is really the mission. We've got to get it done. So we take the final chicane quite nicely. You can attack those curbs, really bounce over them. Can't quite get the toe down that straight from that Porsche, but we are closing. We are closing on the Porsche. It is a 2.1 second lead. Make that a 2 second lead. So we have 2 laps, basically 1.5 laps to steal this podium position from the Porsche, and we are making gains. So he seems a little bit slow. And if he loses the back of that car ahead, so that he's not slipstreaming at all, and we manage to jump onto the slipstream of the Porsche, then things will really change for this final section of the race. Sorry. We just maintain that 2 second gap between ourselves and the Porsche. And we are taking time. It's down to 1.8 seconds. Setting ourselves up for a really interesting last lap here. So we come into the final section of the lap, and what is that? We are low on fuel. 1.8 seconds with a lap to go. Oh my God. We're going to have to pit stop. It was either pit stop or turn the engine down and just risk it. But we need some fuel. We're going to take some soft tyres as well. We're back on softs. We're down to 5th. We're in 4th. No, there goes 4th place. Oh my God. That is rather unfortunate. We really need to take this 4th place. We are on softs. I'm presuming or really hoping that this Porsche is on hards. He's doing his hard stint, and we are gaining. We need to get this job done really quick, just so that it's out of the way. Dive up the inside, down into 2nd, and we take our 4th place back. That is so lucky. Not sure. I think Spud Bags, he was right behind us. I presume he went into the pits also. But we get our 4th place back. Oh my God, the drama. The drama. We're closing in on that Porsche as well. I think the closer that we got, the more dangerous the race would have been for that podium. There's a car ahead. Is it the Porsche? Is it the 3rd place? No, it's not. It is 16th. My word. Could we have taken 3rd place? Was 1.8 seconds too much of a gap? I don't think so. I think we could have made a real run to the line. So we end up doing 3 pit stops. And we end up taking 4th position, which is, it's still a good race. It was an entertaining race. It was fun. Spud Bags ends up in 6th place. Where did our buddy Tandem? Tandem finished in 7th in the end, in that Mercedes. Reaper dropped down to 11th place. He was leading for a long time there. What a race, what a finish. That was fun. Come back again. Thank you.